the Sleepy Time studios across the World Wide Web, it's time to place your bets as we play Dealer's Choice. And now, please welcome our host, our dealer himself, Jose Cazares.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? Welcome back to another episode of Dealer's Choice here on Sleepy Time Studios. We had one hell of a premiere amidst all the technical mishaps that we had. We still managed to have a great episode, and we've got a returning champion back here who looks to get his revenge after unfortunately falling short on the bonus dice last time. The jackpot, by the way, on the bonus dice is now sitting at $30,000, and it is up for grabs for whoever wins our game tonight. Hopefully it'll be our champion. We welcome back with a total so far of $4,800 in cash, Mr. Scott Sephy McVay.
Oh, hi. How's it going, everyone?
Glad to have you back, Sephy. You were the one that bet right and won the game. Unfortunately, though, bonus dice just weren't your friend.
And yep, I remember that though. Hopefully, I want to get my revenge on those dice if I win again tonight.
Well, we wish you nothing but the best of luck here. You ready to meet your two challengers as you go for win number 2?
Let's meet them.
All right, first up, our man in the middle. We've got ourselves a cheesehead playing this game, so you know what that means. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not Scott. It's Mr. Neil Sternitsky.
That depends which city he's from.
Yeah.
My card says Fond du Lac.
You might have the 13th edition of the World Almanac on that one.
Well, damn. Okay then.
You're still using MSN, I see.
Yeah, an outdated news source. But, Neil, all joking aside, glad to have you here on Dealer's Choice. Aside from everything I just mentioned, what should the audience know about yourself?
I am 36 years old. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, if we go into detail about anything else, we'll be here a while. All right, but Neil, glad to have you here. Best of luck here on Dealer's Choice. And we move on to our third player. He resides in the same state I do, the great state of Texas. From the state of Texas in San Antonio, we welcome in Mr. Adam Oliver. Adam, glad to have you here as well on Dealer's Choice. So, what should we know about you?
I am 30. I am 38, fixing to be 39 in October. And for a living, I work in a sporting goods store as a sales associate. And also, recently, I ended up becoming runner up in the beatdown tournament.
Yes. At the time of taping, I believe season 2 of Scott Michaels' Beatdown got finished. Did pretty well for yourself. But either way, I'm going to wish you the best of luck here as well. And with that said, our three players, let's go ahead and get right into our game. So here's how this is going to work. The three of you are going to play 4 casino-style games. All of them were pre-selected and are all randomized before the show began. At the end of the game, whoever has the most chips will become our champion and go on to face off against our bonus dice for a chance to win that bonus dice jackpot of $30,000 in cash. And each of you, as you can see on your podiums, have 100 chips to start the game. You'll use those chips to bet in each of our 4 games. So, if everybody's ready, let's go ahead and get things started with our first game up on the docket for tonight's episode. We're going to start things off with none other than Total Op. Alright players, so we've brought out our webcam here in bottom right corner and we've got ourselves our deck of cards as always. So here's how this game works. So first up, your bet size. In this first game, you can bet up to 10 chips maximum. With that being said, Sephy, we're going to start with you since you're the champion of your 100 chips. How many of those would you want to bet for this minigame?
Let's go the full 10.
Going max bet for this first one, all right. Neil, what about you?
I'll do 5.
Going the half bet, all right, 5 it is. And Adam, what about you?
I'm going with 10.
10 as well, all right. Next order of business is which of these 4 totals are you going to go with? So, here's how this is going to work. I'm going to deal 1 card at a time, a maximum of 5. Once all the cards are dealt, we're going to total everything up, and depending on the score, it will be paid out as shown on the breakdown. If the total of the cards is anywhere from 6 to 20, it'll pay off 20 times your bet, a 20-to-1 payout. If it's between 21 and 30, it'll be a 5-to-1 payout. 31 to 40 will be break even, and a total of 41 to 50 will pay off a 3-to-1 payout. So, Sephy, we're back to you. Of those 4, which do you want to choose for your total? You can you can tell me by number, or you can tell me by the color.
Let's go colors. I'm going to try... I think we're going to have some high cards, but not too high. But I'll just go the yellow combination.
All right, so Sephy's going with the break-even payout of 31 to 40. Neil, what about you?
I'll take the blue range.
The blue range, all right, 21 to 30. Hoping for the 5-to-1 payout. And Adam, that leaves you with any of the other 4. You can choose whichever one.
I'll go with green.
Going green, all right. The 3-to-1 payout with 41 to 50. So again, this deck of cards has been shuffled before the show began, just so we can ensure we have no funny business. And of course, the camera is on. Every card I'm drawing here is legitimate. All right, with that being said, our first card is a 10 of clubs. All right, off to a high start here. Now, I will go ahead and mention, aces are worth 1 point, face cards are worth 10. I almost forgot to point that out.
Yeah.
Speaking of face cards, our next card is a queen of spades.
Oh, that's looking promising.
All right, so we have a total of 20 so far. Next card up is a 7 of spades. All right, that brings us to 27 with 2 more cards to go. Our next card is an 8 of diamonds. So we are now up to 20, 27, 35. And the final card is a queen of hearts.
Yeah.
So, when we do the math, that is 10, 20, 30, 38, 45. Which means Adam gets the payout. So that's going to give him a total of 130 chips. Unfortunately for Neil and Sephy, they both lose their bets.
Yeah. Oh well.
All right, so that brings us to the end of Total Up. All right, so after our first game in the books here, we have our champion Sephy in third place at 90 chips, Neil in second at 95, and Adam with that win on Total Up has the lead for now at 130 chips. But this episode is just getting started. We still got 3 more games to play here, and a chance for our other 2 players to get themselves right into the swing of things here in this game. When we come back, we'll have our second game of 4 here on Dealer's Choice. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Dealer's Choice. First game went by pretty quickly here, but of the 3 players, it was Adam that ended up getting the 3-to-1 payout, so that he has the current lead so far at 130 chips. Neil is at 95, and our champion Sephy is in third with 90. But of course, this game is just getting started. We're going to go ahead and move on to our second game of 4 for this episode. And the next game that the randomizer chose was In Between. Alright, so for this one, players, the most you can bet in terms of chips is 25. As the maximum you can bet for this second game. That being said, Sephy, of your 90 chips, up to 25, how much do you want to bet?
I'll go 20 this time.
20 chips, all right. Set the wager right there. Neil, of the 95, up to 25, how much do you want to bet?
I'll do 15.
15 chips. And Adam, you have 130. You can bet up to 25 of the 130.
I'll go up to 25.
Going max bet. All right. So the bets are set. Cards have been reshuffled. Let's go ahead and bring out the card table once again. All right, we've brought back the deck of cards once again for this game, and it's been reshuffled during the commercial break. So players, here's how this game works. From this deck, I will be dealing out a maximum of 4 cards, 1 card at a time. If the card is not a deuce, a king, or an ace, your bet will double. After each card we go through, you will always have the option to either cash out your winnings or risk it all and let it ride. With that being said, I wish all 3 of you the best of luck. You are hoping for anything but an ace, king, or deuce.
Got it.
First card up of 4 maximum is a 5 of spades. Alright, so everybody gets double there. Now we'll go down the line, and y'all let me know if you want to let it ride or do you want to cash out. Sephy, you have 40 chips.
Okay, I'm going to let it ride.
Playing on, Neil.
Let it ride.
Letting it ride, Adam.
Let it ride.
Everybody going on for the second card. Alright, and that second card is... Same card, different suit. 5 of hearts.
Nice.
Alright, double bets again. So Sephy's up to 80, Neil to 60, and Adam to 100. Sephy, cash out or let it ride?
Feeling confident. Let it ride.
Letting it ride, Neil.
Let it ride.
Playing on, Adam.
Let it ride.
Everybody going on for the third card. Alright, the next card is... Well, it's a face card. But it's a Jack of Diamonds!
Yay.
Double bets again. Alright, Sephy's at 160, Neil at 120, and Adam at 200. With 1 card left, you could double it one more time if you're confident enough. Sephy, cash out or let it ride for one final time.
Let's go for broke all the way.
Going all the way. Neil,
My ride's here.
you're going to stop
No,
or you're going to let it ride?
I'm gonna let it ride because my ride's here.
That's what I
Alright,
need.
well, he's going on all the way. And Adam, what about you?
Yeah, cash out.
He's cashing out. All right, he's going to play it safe. Takes his 200 chips in winnings, putting him at 305. Let's find out if which of the two groups of players made the right call. Should Adam had stayed with the crowd? Our final card for In Between is a 5 of clubs.
Yeah.
So, double bets one final time. Sephy gets 320 chips, taking him up to 390. And Neil
Nice.
scores 240 chips, putting him at 320. And folks, we've all of a sudden got a game on our hands. Sephy now takes the lead at 390. Neil in second at 320. Adam does fall down to third at 305, but only 85 chips separating our three players with 2 games left. This is still anybody's game. And that brings us to the end of In Between. All right, a very crazy game of In Between there. And all of a sudden, the game has just become interesting. Folks, we're going to take another commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to have our third game of 4 here on this episode of Dealer's Choice, and the bets are going to get bigger once again. We'll be right back after this here on Dealer's Choice. Welcome back to Dealer's Choice. Compared to our first game, which had only 1 winner, our second game went down to the wire with In Between and a whole lot of double bets at stake. But some big payouts were coming our players' way, and all of a sudden 85 chips now separating our 3 players. As it stands after our second game, our champion has the lead now at 390. Neil is in second at 320, and Adam is at 305, but it's still anybody's game as we now go to our third minigame of 4 here tonight on this episode. And I'd say we got a pretty good one lined up on the docket for our third game. Because it's time for craps.
Ooh, nice.
No need for the dice table or the bingo cage or even the card table for that matter, because the way this works is very simple. It's as simple as a good old-fashioned wheel spin. With that being said, though, here's how this is going to work. In this third game, the max bet is 50 chips. Each of you are going to tell me what do you want to bet and which of the 3 wheel spaces you want to bet on. You can either go for the field, the 7-Eleven, or craps. If the wheel lands on field and you hit, it's a break-even payout. If you are able to, if the wheel lands on 7-Eleven and you pick that, you will get a 3-to-1 payout. But if the wheel somehow manages to land on where it is right now on a craps space, and you have chosen it and betted on it, you will get a 5-to-1 payout. Again, max bet in this game is 50 chips. Sephy, of your 390 up to 50, how much do you want to bet?
I'm thinking of only 40 chips this time.
You're going to go 40 for this one?
Yes.
All right, and which slot do you want to go for?
I have a feeling I'm going to try for the 7-Eleven combo. 3-to-1.
All right, Sephy's going for 7-Eleven with 40 chips. Neil, go ahead and give me your bet size and your wheel space bet.
Let's see. Let's go. I'll do 30 chips, and I'll do 7-Eleven.
30 chips for Neil, and he's also going 7-Eleven. All right, Adam, same thing.
Let's go 50 on the field.
50 on the field. All right, so Adam's going 50 chips, but he's only going for the field. All right, so it's only 1 wheel spin. Whatever it lands on, the payouts will be as respected. All right, good luck to the 3 of you. Let's spin the craps wheel. Wheel's going around. Starting to slow down. It's going to land on...
On 7-Eleven.
Craps!
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
man!
Wow.
Dang, the one time y'all should have been risky.
Wow.
Unfortunately, in this game, the house wins. Nobody gets a thing. Well, that brings us to the end of craps. So as it stands right now after our third game, Sephy still has the lead with about 350. Neil is in second with 290, and Adam is in third with 255. But with one game to go, anything and everything can still happen. And you know what? Because that first game went by so quickly, we're just going to go ahead and get right into it for the fourth and final game. So again, order was predetermined. It was all randomized before the show began, along with the order. Our final game up for this episode is... Oh, you like wheels? Time to go to the Wheel of Chance. I kid you not, those were the two that came up in the randomizer. And they both came up back to back. So now we're going to go to the other wheel game we do around here, the Wheel of Chance. Now, here is how this is going to work. For this fourth and final minigame, there is no max bet. You can bet any or all of your chips. But you are not going to tell us out loud your bet size. You're going to DM it to me via Discord, PM, in a private message, your bet size. You will, however, announce the space that you are betting on, just not the bet size. So, go ahead and the three of you each DM me your bet size. Once all three bets are in, we will go ahead and go to the next step. So think very carefully about how much you want to bet, and once I have all three DMs in, we will move on to the next step of this game. All right, 2 are in so far. All right, the bets are in. I'll go ahead and look at each of them in private here.
2.
All right, got it. Bets are, I know the bets. But now, the three of you are now going to each announce which of the spaces you are betting on. So, as you can see, there are 4 different spaces for the Wheel of Chance. They are by card suits. If you choose spades, you're playing for a break-even payout. If you choose hearts, you're playing for a 3-to-1 payout. If you choose clubs, you're playing for a 5-to-1 payout. And if you choose diamonds, you are playing for the big one, an 11-to-1 payout. That being said, Sephy, what suit are you going to go for?
Think about this here, and I have a feeling I'm going to try hearts.
Sephy goes hearts. Neil.
I'm going to go diamonds.
Neil taking a big
Wow.
risk going with the diamonds.
Oh
Playing
boy.
for an 11-to-1 payout. Adam, what about you?
I'll go puppy feet, otherwise clubs.
Adam going clubs, so nobody going for the break-even payout. This is a very risky breakdown of the space decisions. With that being said, let's go ahead and spin the Wheel of Chance. Good luck to the three of you. Here we go. Again, Sephy has chosen hearts. Neil has chosen diamonds. Adam's chosen clubs. And it will land on hearts. Okay.
Nice.
So, let's go ahead and take a look at the bets. We're going to go from third to first here. So, Adam, you are up first. You bet 100 chips that we are unfortunately going to have to take away from you because clubs didn't hit, leaving you with 155 chips. Neil, we come to you next. You also bet 100 chips that you will unfortunately be losing because it didn't land on the diamond. And Sephy, we come to you. Either way, it's not going to matter. But just for shiggles, you chose to bet 150 chips. And you get the 3-to-1 payout, putting you at 800 chips, which means, Sephy, you have picked up your second win on Dealer's Choice.
Wow. Well, first of all, great game, y'all, for each of you guys. Okay.
Good game, guys.
Well done to all three of you, but man, talk about the game going down to the wire with those last two wheel games. But Sephy with another 800 chips, you are still the champion, and you're going to be going back to the bonus dice to go for $30,000 in cash in just a moment.
Nice.
Neil and Adam, you both gave it valiant efforts there. Took some massive risks that unfortunately just didn't pay off. But either way, we hope you two had fun with us here on Dealer's Choice.
Certainly enjoyed my time. First time ever playing this, so this was a new experience for me. I really enjoyed it.
Well, we're glad that you did, and you could very well come back on a future episode and try your luck again.
I'll be here for the next one.
That's not how it works.
Not that fast.
Sephy disagrees.
All right, well, Neil and Adam, we're not going to let you leave either. We're not going to let either of you leave empty-handed. We are going to turn your chips into dollars, so you are both walking out with 190 for Neil and 155 for Adam. So we thank you both for trying. And hey, enjoy that money.
We'll go to get some scotch.
You might want to save Sephy something. Not just kidding.
That poker is down the hall to the left.
Cool.
All right, y'all head on over there, get some scotch, whatever you want. We thank you both for playing. But Sephy, Scott, Sephy, McVay, you have done it again. 800 chips overall. You are still our reigning champion, and you are going to be taking on the bonus dice. But before we do that, and before we head to our commercial break here, let's do some addition to your total because you won 800 chips, and as you know, the winner will get the value of their chips turned into dollars times 10. So that's another $8,000 in cash for you, Sephy. When we add that to your previous winnings, you now have 2 wins and a total so far of $12,800 in cash.
Ooh, yes, that is a good amount of money. Thank you, Jose.
Well, in just a moment, we're going to see if you've got what it takes to beat the bonus dice this time around. We're going to give you a few moments to prepare yourself as we go to our final commercial break. But when we come back, our now 2-time champion Sephy will go up against the bonus dice for $30,000 in cash. We'll be right back after this here on Dealer's Choice. Welcome back to Dealer's Choice. We are here with our now 2-time champion Scott Sephy McVay. Made the end of that game look like a runaway, destroying his competition with 800 chips. You've already turned it into dollars times 10. So Sephy, you've got nearly $13,000 in cash total. But are you ready to see if you can try to add a whole lot more money to that total?
You better believe it. Let's do it.
All right, so we are here at the bonus dice. We've already got the dice table out there. And the breakdown is as follows. So, as you know, your goal is to keep on rolling these bonus dice until you get to an overall cash total of $1,000 or more. If you can successfully do so without rolling that dreaded spade, which in this case it is the 6 on the blue die, as seen here, you are going to be walking away with our bonus dice jackpot, which for this episode sits at $30,000 in cash. Now, of course, each roll that you survive, you do have the option to stop and walk away with your winnings. Because if you at any point you end up rolling that spade, you will lose everything that you've accumulated except the $8,000 that you picked up in the main game.
Yes.
With all that said, Sephy, are you ready?
I am very ready.
All right, I wish you nothing but the best of luck. The dice are now in my hand, and they are shaking as can as rapidly as can be.
All right.
You just tell me when to roll them, and we'll drop them on the table. Good luck. Let's win that 30
Thank you.
grand.
All right. I'm ready for my first roll now.
All right, we start things off with a 2 on the blue die and a 3 on the white. So that's $150 to start.
Good.
All right, do you want to stop with the $150 or do you want to go on for another roll?
Let's roll some more.
All right, rolling on. Good luck.
Okay, come on. No spade. No spade. And now.
Would you believe it on the second roll? And there it is. There it is right there, folks. Your eyes are not deceiving you. That was what it ended up hitting. Unbelievable, Sephy. The second roll, and you already get sniped and lose.
Yeah.
Well, Sephy, bad news, you don't get the $30,000, but the good news is you did pick up $8,000 in the main game.
Yep.
And you're still our champion, so you're gonna be coming back on our next episode to see if you can pick up that third win and maybe get another crack at this.
We here.
And since the bonus dice was not won again, we're going to add another $5,000 to the jackpot, meaning that on our next show, the bonus dice jackpot will be up to $35,000. All right, but man, that was a quick one. Did not expect it to end that quickly, but it's just how the dice end up treating our players sometimes. All right, but folks, that's going to wrap things up here on Dealer's Choice. Thank you all so much for watching and joining us here tonight. If you're new to Sleepy Time Studios, don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. We got lots of exciting game show content on the channel for you guys to watch. And until next time, when it'll be time to place our bets one more time and we see Sephy back here as he goes for his third win, I'm your host, Jose Calzadas. For all of us here at Sleepy Time Studios, this has been another exciting episode of Dealer's Choice, and we'll see you next time for another installment. Good night, everybody.